Dove Creek, Colorado in the United States of America.
My name is Eric Trenbeth, and I live here in Moab, Utah, in this beautiful landscape of southeastern Utah.
My name is Ty Markham, and I live in Torrey, Utah, and right now we're in the Torrey Schoolhouse Bed and Breakfast.
Yes, my name is Greg Liming, and I am in Dove Creek, Colorado, and I have multiple jobs. I was called into ministry, so I serve as a pastor, and I also was trained as an electrical engineer.
Well, hello, my name is Andrew Cohen. I live in Avon, Colorado. I am a chef in Beaver Creek. Right now we're in the lovely Monument Valley, by the way, sorry.
I'm not a movie star. Okay. Hi, my name is Jamie. We are in Page, Arizona, and I'm a full-time traveler. I travel around the country.
My name is Chris Walker. I'm in Denver, Colorado during a beautiful but rare snowstorm, and I work as a print journalist.
Okay. I'm Gary Campbell, and this is my wife, Krista, and we live in Matheson, Colorado.
My name is Ben McNary. I live in Scott City, Kansas, and I am a crop dust pilot.
Okay, I'm David Turley. That's Turley. I'm from Scott City, Kansas, and I'm a 7th generation carpenter.
My name is Travis Marvin. I'm from a little small farm town called Ottawa, Kansas, which is about an hour south of Kansas City, Kansas/Missouri. I grew up here, and at this point in stage of my life, for the last 8 years, I've sang country music professionally.
Okay, I'm Otley Walker. This here is Levon Walker, and we're from Green Ridge, Missouri. And I'm a retired veteran. I've been in the Army 2 years. I was in Vietnam.
My name is Jennifer Buechler. They call me Jen, or sometimes just Jen. I live here in Defiance, Missouri, and currently I am baking cakes and bartending.
My name is Kane McQuinley. I'm from Indiana. I work in Ohio right now for a research company.
My name's Drew. I'm also from Indiana, and I am a suicide prevention counselor and a motivational speaker for suicide prevention.
My name's Joseph Grillo. I'm Texan-born, Hoosier-raised, Cali living. I am a United States Marine.
Okay, my name is Stan Hendricks. Live in Connellsville, PA. I am president of Love First, Inc., a community outreach nonprofit program.
Pues mi nombre es Emilio Nicolás Quintanilla. Vivo en Estados Unidos. Sí, vivo en Harrisonburg. Sí, conjunto con mi esposa. Sí, trabajo en un restaurante que se llama Barbecue Rain. Tengo 15 años de trabajar ahí. Sí, trabajo con muy buenas personas, como mi patrona. Ella es como mi mamá, también ella es como su hija, y pues estamos muy contentas con ella, trabajamos muy lindo. Sí.
Bueno, mi nombre es Glenda Yesenia Coca de Quintanilla y tengo 2 años de vivir aquí en Estados Unidos junto con mi esposo, y le doy gracias a Dios porque nos permitió estar juntos.
Je m'appelle Daniel Kiana. Je suis venu en Amérique le 7 septembre 2016. À présent, j'habite à Harrisonburg, 748 Madison Street, Virginia. Je travaille dans une compagnie dans l'industrie de poulet.
Okay, my name is Charlie. I live in Bethesda, Maryland, and I do a lot of sleeping.
My name is Henry. I also live in Bethesda, Maryland, and I play a lot of soccer.
I don't care if your legs are long, I don't see nothing wrong with that, 'cause I love you so, I couldn't let you go. I tell you honestly, you don't buy nothing I can get for free.
What I like most about the place is the geographical area, the way it's formed by Mother Nature over millions of years, and also to the people I meet.
What do I like the most? Not really sure yet.
Oh, I love the clean air. I love the clean water. I love the beautiful dark blue skies.
The landscape is definitely why I'm here. I love this beautiful scenery, and also we have a very unique community of people here that have chosen to be here because they love the landscape so much.
Where I live is a beautiful place, and I see God's creation every day.
I think it's a beautiful place to be, and I wish that I could stay here forever, but that's not going to happen.
I like the people here the most. They're just, the people here are the nicest out of, I think, anywhere in the United States. And
I like the freedom here. It's country life. There's not a lot of people, hustle and bustle. I've been all over the United States, and I like the neighboring type people we have here.
The most about is it's small town, which means everybody kind of knows everybody, and what we like to do is we like to help, even if we can't, we still do.
The peace.
Peace and quiet.
I like that it's a very small town. It's very local. The community all comes together. We have made so many great friends living here, and it's very quiet. And then on the weekends, during the seasonal time, it's like a resort town. It's like party time.
The people, the hospitality, the highs and buys you get from everyone here. Everyone welcomes you with open arms.
El trabajo. El trabajo.
El trabajo también. Me gusta mucho trabajar.
Ce que j'aime le plus, les moyens de transport. Tout à fait, quand même, ça coûte un peu cher, mais c'est plus efficace. Oui. J'aime aussi les habitations. Ils ont de belles maisons.
It's quiet.
And we also have sports teams in all sports, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What I like the least about the place where I live is the fact that the corporations kind of take over the area, and they kind of make it hard for people who come to work there to live. The employee housing's very rough. Cost of living's very high. Food's very expensive. Things like this that could be changed very easily by a corporation's simple donation to the community.
Okay, so what do I like least about the place that I live is the amount of time that I get to spend with family. And when I say family, I'm not just talking about blood. I'm talking about my brothers that are my brothers because of choice, like these two guys sitting right here.
In general, the people in our county tend to be fairly isolated from many of the things and diversity and ideas that go on in the rest of the world.
I think I'd like to see a little bit more planning going on with how the community develops. It's kind of been a free-for-all for a long time. It has an old mining history, and it was pretty ramshackle, and people just set up things anywhere. And now that the town is starting to grow, there's not a lot of coordination in terms of land use and land planning, and I'd like to see a little bit more progressive approach towards that.
If there was anything at all that I could change, it would be that attitude of the people, just to make it more open and more loving toward one another, that we could accept each other for each other's differences as people are.
To answer that question, there is nothing I would change. It's all in the beholder's eyes that looks at this beauty. There's nothing I would change.
So I grew up in Los Angeles, which is really diverse. You can find any nationality, any ethnicity. A lot of people call it a melting pot of cultures. In relation to that, Colorado is definitely a little less diverse. In other words, it's super white out here.
Living too close to the highway.
I guess the thing that I like the least is that it's far away from snowboarding.
I don't like the wind.
I don't think of any offhand. I don't think of anything I'd really change, other than having a nicer, bigger house or nicer house. Other than that, we're well satisfied here. We like it.
We're happy.
I would have to suggest the bugs. Mosquitoes.
One thing that you fear most is that kids have nothing to do. Youth have nothing to do out here. They can ride quads, dirt bikes, things of that nature, horseback riding. But as for actual activities like after school programs, it's only sports. But if more cultural things such as music, arts, things of that nature, I would assume to be lacking in this area.
Pues no me gusta estar en la casa. Me he acostumbrado a trabajar, pues sí me gusta estar, pero pues no mucho tiempo, sí, porque pues ya todo el tiempo me he acostumbrado pues a trabajar, pues y me estoy satisfecho por todo pues lo que Diosito los ha prestado, pues, y le damos gracias a él, pues, porque él lo brindó estar por este país, porque pues no cualquier persona pues llega a estos países, y el que llega pues es una bendición de Dios. Sí.
Ce que j'aime le moins dans l'Amérique, c'est la vie, on fait la course chaque jour. C'est courir à chaque moment, il n'y a pas assez de repos, trop de stress. En plus de cela, quand même, il y a certaines lois, comme parfois que moi, je vois que c'est comme on est en prison parfois, parce que on est obligé de vivre dans cette manière-là.
I guess everything's a little far away. You got to drive everywhere, and it's always, at least like a 20-minute drive. Like when I go to work, it's like a 40-minute drive now, which sucks. What do you not like, Henry?
I agree. When, for example, when you want to go to a friend's house or something and you can't drive yet, your parents basically have to drive you everywhere, and that's probably pretty annoying for them.
Well, I used to be scared, and I still am. Said I used to be afraid, I was enough of a man. I used to fear so feeling, I thought it do me harm. I never thought about acceptance.
My wife is my biggest motivator. She's from the Philippines, and she just motivates me. Before I met her, I was kind of a sat around the house hermit type person, but since I met her, I've got out and started going around. We'd go fishing together. She motivated me.
I want them to be able to see what it's like to grow your own food. Of course, they see that I grow it here in a greenhouse, and they're inspired by that to some degree. But I think it'll be fun when we have honey, our beehives for honey, and the chickens. That will be another layer of fun and inspiration for my grandchildren to see where their food comes from and how the earth provides for all of our needs.
It's really waking up and seeing the beauty every day and being out in nature. And I think that so much of the world is urbanized and under pavement. And I think there's a real disconnect between people and the natural world, which has gotten us into the environmental problems that we have today. So for me, being surrounded by this beautiful landscape and waking up in this every day and getting out with the dogs and hiking and touching and seeing and feeling the ground is what really makes me get going every day.
That no matter who I meet or where I am, that I can touch another person's life in a positive way for the Lord. Not by a preachy way, but by being a loving person to them. Sometimes it might be just in the grocery store where you see a person very traumatized, or their face is registering something very troubling. And sometimes you can just go up to the person and say, "Can I pray for you?" Sometimes you can do it right there. Sometimes just that concern that you've showed another person is perhaps enough to make them think of a world beyond where we are right now.
More money. I'd like to have more money to be able to do more things, because I feel like I'm worth more than what I'm paid for what I do.
It's the beauty of the land and people again, and just the curiosity of how all this was materialized and made over millions of years of progression since the scientific research of the Big Bang, that this all materialized. Just awed by it.
One of my big motivations is my family. You know, I think of them pretty much more than anything else. The other motivation is I like to play. I like to have a lot of fun. So I strive to have that. You know, I try to remind myself that work is not that important.
I don't know. I think I've noticed when you're with other people, when somebody asks you to do something, I don't know. If it's for somebody else, it makes it much better for me to do it. I don't really like doing things. Like, I do things for myself, but it's easier for me to accomplish something better, kind of if it's for somebody else.
Okay. It comes from my parents, I think. You know, they worked. My dad taught us how to work since I was little, and we've always worked, and we've always done the best job. He told us to do the best you can. Okay, what you're doing, do the best you can. So that's why I've been everywhere, every job I ever had, everywhere I went, I've done the very best I could.
Mine comes from God.
So my motivation is my Marines. It's the guys who are under me, because everything that I do is about someone else. So I'm a sergeant of Marines, and the word sergeant comes from the Latin word servatus. So it means to serve. So to be a sergeant is to serve. And what I do constantly is to look out for other people. And day in and day out, every single decision I make is to make sure that these guys are taken care of, these guys and gals. And so my motivation is ensuring that others are taken care of. And I absolutely love what I do.
I would say my motivation comes for just my general thirst for knowledge and thirst for experiences. The opportunities that are out there that I've yet to reach, that just fascinates me, and I can't wait to do that.
I guess for me, it's trying to do the right thing, trying to make the world a better place, trying to be a better person, trying to be about love, about giving, about, that's why my wife and I and Danielle, we all run Love First. You know, it's about giving back to the community, about giving back a piece of who you are, what you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how much, assets, equity, anything. Everybody's grave's the same size.
Mi motivación más grande es tener a mi papá y mi sobrino que tiene 5 años. Ellos son mi motivación para levantarme cada día y seguir trabajando.
I do believe that the bulk of my energy, my desires, my pursuit, are all ministry related, and ultimately it's to allow people to be transformed by God, and that they would know the truth.
J'ai de l'énergie de me réveiller très tôt, aller au service, surtout quand je pense comment nourrir mes enfants. Je pense qu'il me faut nécessairement travailler. Alors, je songe toujours le travail. Avec ça, il me faut réveiller très tôt.
My energy comes from being a good brother to Charlie, and my brother. Like every morning I wake up, I make sure that when he comes for breakfast, I always say hi, and But now he's going to college. It's gonna be tough for me.
Yeah, I guess I definitely get my energy from this guy, because he just generally has a lot more energy than I do. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never been asked that before, so you should have given us some practice. Should I? Yeah. Next question.
It's funny, as I get to this age, which isn't really old, but when you're younger, you have a lot of dreams and ideas about where you're going to live and what you're going to do. And I used to think that I really wanted to build a house way out in the sticks and live kind of off the land and be more self-sufficient. And honestly, waiting for impending global chaos and feeling like that I would be better off if I lived out there, in the world on my own. And as I get older and develop a stronger bond with my community and my friends, I'd rather see it be able to work in a situation where people work together to prevent such a catastrophe, and that we could all live a little tightly together and a little simpler. And I guess building a stronger community would be my goals for the future.
I've learned to really desire to know God's will for me, and so, in some sense, I don't pursue personal dreams like I once used to.
The next dream I have is to open my restaurant. In about 10 more years, and I have enough skills, I'll be able to open a restaurant, and I'll be able to serve people and give them the opportunity to relax and be served and not have to worry about anything. Because most restaurants you go to, you're so caught up in the bill and you're so caught up in the service and all that stuff. And I want all those aspects to be taken away. I want you to come in and I want you to feel like family from the moment you step on my property. And that's my dream, to give people everything that they want for a decent price. And just, allow them to express themselves the way that they want to by eating the food that they really enjoy.
I'd like to reach 100, but mobile and still bicycling.
I would like to have, bigger house for more family. I bring people home, and it would be nice to have a place for everybody, and that's important to me.
And the goal of mine is to really, reach beyond the nation and go worldwide with my music and just continue to touch people with my music.
No, see, we're in the latter days of our lives, so our dream is right now. What most people dream for during their life, they want that. We've already achieved it. So we've got everything we want. So we're well satisfied, enjoying life.
One thing would be a better house.
My dream would be to, I am with Peter Rook, my boyfriend, is to have a small, quaint home and to have peace and to be able to financially be able to travel, spend lots of time with my family, live simple.
Recently, my last semester in college, I did a lot of anthropology work on the opiate heroin addiction in the Southwest Ohio area, and how many kids my age, adults, children dying from this drug epidemic, and no one seems to find a solution or anything. So my goal is to travel the world, see how other cultures deal with addiction and their health problems, and come back to America and utilize those different methods of helping addiction in America.
My mother and I would like to write a book. As a suicide attempt survivor, we want to write a book from her point of view through everything that I've been through with my suicide attempt and the hospital stays, and kind of like a compare and contrast what I was experiencing at the time compared to what she was experiencing at the time as a mother, going through it with me, because I was not sitting in the hospital alone. She was there every day, every night. So we want to write a book together.
I want to make the world a better place, and even if it's my world and the people around me that I make a better place, or overall, if I'm able to affect the people that inhabit our planet, and I'm able to make life better, then mission accomplished. So the way I'm going to go about doing that is it's studying, it's learning animal behavior, and I briefly talked. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. So there are things that have inhabited our planet for much longer than we have, and they have ways of surviving. They have ways of going about their business that make a lot of sense. And there's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of species out there that we've never even seen before. And I believe that studying and learning and understanding the way that they do things could eventually reflect and help us understand the way we need to do things.
The dream that I will obtain, I say will as a definite because I'm never going to stop for it. Free. The world should be free. Go to your freezer. Look at how much food you throw away every day. There are people that starve. There are children that starve. In the parks, grow strawberries instead of flowers. Grow strawberries. Food should be free. Why not give everyone the ability to do what they love instead of having to work for money? Work for the things that they need, not even want, need. Do you really need that big screen TV? Do you really need a 10-bedroom house? Do you really need 8 cars? What do you need in this world? You need love. You need people. You don't need money.
Mi sueño... ¿Cuál es mi sueño? Poder traer a mi papá un día a Estados Unidos.
Do I have plans and dreams? Yeah. These questions are very broad.
Pour l'avenir, je rêve d'abord qu'à faire les études, avoir une maison qui va m'appartenir, ma propre maison, et avoir un travail qui ne peut pas pénaliser mon corps, et avoir une économie forte pour nourrir mes enfants.
Want to be able to do something where I can positively impact other people's lives. I feel like that's what's most important to me, and I want to be able to professionally have a job that would allow me to do good and help people out. That's important. So I guess there's that.
Happiest moment of my life. Probably whenever I got out of my coma and the first time I saw my dog. That was probably that was probably the best moment of my life. She came up to my hospital like she was just a year old. She came up to the hospital and it was really powerful. I love that dog to death.
When Kane woke up and we knew that he wasn't gonna die, that was that hit me really hard. It hit my whole family. It was a happy time. For a while, even his parents were telling us to say our goodbyes, and we did. And when we woke up, it was just it was a very joyful moment.
So in the Marine Corps when you go through boot camp. It's 13 weeks long, and they break you down. They really they do a very good job at taking away who you are as a person, and they build a team mentality. So after 13 weeks, I was on the top of a mountain. We hiked up there. It was like 11-mile hike with 100 pounds on my back, and it was about the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I get it to the top of the mountain, and they put a little piece of metal in my hand, and it's what's called an eagle, globe, and anchor. They put that in my hand. It was the first time I was ever called a Marine. They said, "Congratulations, Marine." And I was absolutely just bawling, because that was the first thing I've ever done on my own. And being able to come out on the other side and know that I was able to do that, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think the happiest moment of my life was when I took my dad out and deer hunting. It was his first time he ever hunted deer, and watching my dad get his first deer, that was really awesome.
Well, I'll tell you, I was married before, and my husband left me and my son, and I was single 24 years, and I didn't date. I didn't think I'd ever get married again. There was no desire there, but the Lord brought us together, and it's the best thing for me.
We're happy and content.
El momento más feliz pues es estar junto con mi esposa. Sí.
El momento más feliz haber llegado a Estados Unidos, estar junto con mi esposa.
Les moments qui sont très heureux de ma vie, c'est d'abord le jour que j'ai reçu mon diplôme d'État. J'étais tellement content, j'ai vu que tout le monde m'appartient. Alors, le deuxième moment, c'est le jour que j'ai pris mon épouse dans ma maison, le jour du mariage. J'étais tellement content. J'ai vu que vraiment, vivre dans ce monde, c'est très... Je me suis senti heureux, plus heureux.
I'm not sure if I have a happiest moment of my life. I definitely have a most special moment of my life. I mean, I don't have any younger brothers, so it's got to be like last year we went to the Euro Cup final in France, and that was like probably the most amazing part of my life.
So, like the people interviewing me, I also did a very long bicycle trip. I spent 2 years cycling from France to China, and I think those 2 years encapsulated the highest highs and the lowest lows. I think one of the best moments was when my cycling partner and I climbed to the top of a pass that was 15,400 feet over the Pamir Mountains. We had spent weeks going up these dirt roads to get to this elevation, and the sense of accomplishment of feeling like we weren't on top of the world, but we felt like we were on top of the world, and it was just all downhill for days on the other side, and that was definitely a really great moment of that trip.
I did mention marrying Krista. My see, I even have a hard time saying it.
Oh, big baby.
But no, that's the truth. That's one of the best times I've ever had. And all we had was hot dogs afterwards.
That was good.
But yeah, I'd been chasing Krista, trying to get her to marry me for years. So that's it. That day was good.
I think the best way to end, because our world is in such turmoil, I think that we need every night when we go to bed to lay our heads on Daddy God's breast and listen to his loving heartbeat. And when we wake up in the morning, to deliver that heartbeat to one another, because time is just too short.
You know, as things change so much in the world and everything is accelerating and consumerism is greater and greater, and of course now we have this Donald Trump president that I'm sure many people in the world, including in our own country, are worrying about. I would say that we just need to slow down and try to reconnect with nature and quit using it for just a playground, but more a place to calm down and unwind. And I think everybody needs to take a quick look at what's real and what isn't, and what's important and what is, and that by getting out into natural places and just spending time sitting on rocks, I think it would do everyone a world of good, and we'd start seeing what really did matter.
I just hope that in everybody's lifetime that they're able to experience something like this, traveling, and to view Mother Nature and slow the pace down of society and just enjoy life, smell the roses.
There's so many people on this earth with different stories and different lessons, things we can learn, ways we can grow just by other people's stories. So if I had to add anything, it would be love people. If you're watching this right now, please just reach out to someone. Love them.
This is the first time I've ever given someone a ride. You guys are the first. When you came and asked me for a ride, you know, legitimately I was just going north. I wasn't going to come east. And then when I went inside, I started thinking about it. You know, if the world would be a lot more, I don't know, I guess willing, because that's what should happen. You know, because I'm just going to a baseball game. I can go to the baseball game tomorrow. You know, you guys need a ride because maybe you're tired or it's hot and you need a ride to get to the next spot. So people need to be that giving, and there's not a lot of people out there that do that. But if we would be that much bigger, then I think the world would be a lot better place to live in.
Shouldn't be about greed. You know, if you have abundance, build a bigger table, invite more people in to sit with you, learn from them, you know, eat with them, break bread with them, joke, laugh, play, help them out, you know, because you never know, one day you may need their help. And that's what this world should be about, helping and loving one another.
Yo es un país muy lindo de trabajo, pues que me gusta mucho, pues y estoy satisfecho con eso. Sí.
Being a chef to me is being a servant of God. God called me to be a servant, and I didn't know exactly what aspect He wanted me to be a servant. So I searched, I read, I prayed. And when I finally came to the conclusion that He wanted me to serve His people, and the best way I found that I could serve His people was the skill that He gave me, the talent to cook, to be able to taste, to be able to feel, smell, and understand the flavor profiles that have been put on this earth that He allows me to use. So what I'm here to do is to serve my customers and my guests, to be able to give them exactly what they want.
When I was 16 years old, I got in a really bad car accident, and it was near fatal. Actually, my heart stopped beating several times, and I ended up being in a coma for 2.5 weeks. At first, you know, I had no chance of surviving. Then they said, well, he won't walk again. And then they said, well, you know, he's, you know, gonna need a wheelchair or a cane the rest of his life. And I progressed through all that, and whenever they told me, you know, you can't do something, that was the best thing they could have told me, because they don't, like, I wanted to prove them wrong, you know. I wanted to prove everyone wrong. Like, they can't tell me that. Like, they don't know me. And I just thought how lucky I was, you know, to be breathing, to just have the opportunity to live. And I was so close to death that I could taste it. And I'll just never forget that experience. And I'm just blessed every single day that I'm just breathing.
when you're editing this. We missed you in Scott City.
Get outside of that paradigm of fear. Get outside of that habitual way of thinking, fear, negative. Leave that alone. Just be a better person. That's my motivation. Just always strive to be a better person.